3 days. That's all the oxygen you had when your ship shattered into an alien ocean. Or maybe just a few hours before hypothermia consumed you in that merciless blizzard. Or who knows, only a stone in your hands when 20 armed players spotted your smoke on the horizon. The truth is, survival games put us in a raw, primitive state. You against the entire world. And today, I'm going to tell you the stories behind the 10 games that define this genre, and why each of them can hook you for hundreds of hours. And if you're as addicted to this kind of adrenaline as I am, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell. Because today, we're diving deep into the most dangerous and fascinating worlds in gaming. 1. Subnautica, the abyss is watching you. Imagine waking up in an escape pod floating in an endless ocean. Crystal clear blue water stretches as far as the eye can see, but you know that beneath it, something far older and bigger is waiting. Subnautica isn't just about survival, it's about confronting primal fears you didn't even know you had. At first, you're just catching colorful fish near the surface, feeling safe. But the deeper you go, the light fades, the sounds change, and then you hear that distant roar. Was it just your imagination? This game doesn't just make you craft bases and gear, it makes you craft courage, because eventually you'll have to descend into the pitch-black depths of Planet 4546b, where skyscraper-sized creatures patrol the darkness. And the only thing between you and them is a little submarine you built yourself, praying it holds under the crushing pressure. 2. The Long Dark, the silence before death. There are no zombies in the Long Dark, no aliens, no other players to mess with you. There's just you and the harshest Canada you can imagine. And somehow that's more terrifying than any monster. You start off walking through the snow, only to realize civilization is gone. The lights are out. Now it's just you against the most brutal winter ever simulated in a video game. Every calorie counts. Every single degree of warmth could mean life or death. But here's the genius, the silence. The Long Dark uses silence like almost no other game. You can walk for half an hour, hearing only your own footsteps crunching through the snow, the loneliness weighing on you. And when you finally stumble into an abandoned cabin and light a fire, that warmth doesn't just look comforting, you feel the relief. It's meditative, poetic, and absolutely merciless.
3. Rust, where humanity shows its true face. You spawn naked on a beach, a rock in one hand and a torch in the other. Sounds harmless, right? 5 minutes later, someone with an AK-47 puts you down while you were just trying to gather stone. Welcome to Rust, where civilization goes out the window in the first 10 minutes. Rust is really a social experiment disguised as a survival game. The real danger isn't the environment, it's other players, and trust me, people show their darkest sides when resources are limited. But here's the paradox. In the middle of all that chaos, some of the strongest alliances in gaming are born. Because when everyone is your enemy, finding one trustworthy person feels like striking gold. I've seen lifelong friendships form from random encounters in Rust, and I've also seen them end over a single loot crate. It's human psychology at its rawest, terrifying and fascinating all at once.
4. Grounded 2, when your backyard becomes an alien world. Remember those childhood nightmares where you shrink down to the size of a toy? Grounded 2 turns that into a full-on survival horror. Because when you're 2 centimeters tall, a dewdrop becomes a swimming pool, a leaf becomes a roof, and that spider you normally ignore is now a giant monster. What amazes me is how it redefines the ordinary. A patch of grass feels like a dense jungle. A puddle becomes an ocean. And when you finally set up your first base inside an old soda can, it feels like conquering a fortress. Don't let the cartoony look fool you. This game has some seriously tense moments. Try exploring an underground ant colony with only a tiny flashlight, and then hear something huge moving in the dark nearby. Your heartbeat will spike for real. Proof that sometimes fantasy can be scarier than reality. 5. Icarus, a race against time and death. Most survival games give you infinite time to build your empire. Icarus does the opposite. It drops you on a hostile planet and says you've got 30 days to finish your mission and leave. Fail, and you lose everything. That kind of pressure completely changes how you play. Every storm that rolls in isn't just bad weather, it's a giant ticking clock reminding you that time is running out. You could be halfway through building an elaborate base and suddenly remember, wait, I need to be at extraction in 6 days or I lose 20 hours of progress. That anxiety is brutal, but addictive. And when storms hit in Icarus, they're not just pretty effects. They can literally destroy everything you built in minutes. I've seen entire squads running in panic toward the evac zone as tornadoes tore their bases apart. And when you escape by seconds, man, the relief feels real, because in a way, you really did survive the impossible.
6. Project Zomboid, the most real apocalypse ever simulated. This is how you died. That's the line every time you start Project Zomboid. Not if you die, not maybe. You will. And there's something brutally honest, even freeing, about that. Forget flashy 3D graphics. Project Zomboid is pixels on a screen, but it simulates a zombie apocalypse with terrifying realism. You don't just die because you ran out of ammo. You die because you didn't clean a wound, or because you got too depressed to leave your house for supplies, or because you tried to play hero and got surrounded. Every detail matters. Food spoils, batteries dry, you can even break a leg tripping over a fence. And just when you feel secure, stocked up, and in control, that's when a horde of thousands shows up and wipes it all away. In Project Zomboid, you don't win. You only delay the inevitable. And somehow, that's addictive.
7. Green Hell, when nature is the villain. Forget aliens and zombies. Green Hell throws you into the Amazon rainforest and proves that nature itself is deadlier than any monster. A small cut can turn into a lethal infection. A pretty fruit might poison you. And that crystal clear water, it could be crawling with parasites. Here, you have to think like a real survivalist. Every plant, every meal, every wound has to be treated with surgical care. And it's not just your body at stake, it's your sanity. Stay too long in isolation and paranoia creeps in. You start seeing things, hearing whispers. And just when you finally feel like you've mastered the jungle, the game introduces hostile natives. Suddenly, all those days learning to fight the environment feel like the tutorial. Now the true test begins, surviving other humans who want the same land. Number 8 is Sons of the Forest, horror that evolves with you. Sons of the Forest takes survival and blends it with psychological horror that adapts to your playstyle. At first, you think you're just fighting mindless cannibals, but then you realize they're watching you, studying you, and worse, learning from you. The AI here is unsettling. Enemies don't just charge blindly, they test your defenses, disappear into the woods, and return with new tactics. Build higher walls, they tunnel under. Lay traps, they figured them out. It's like playing chess against something that's always 3 steps ahead. And co-op turns it into a horror movie you and your friends actually live through, building defenses together, planning for nightfall, and then hearing screams in the distance as the sun goes down. You're not just playing a game anymore, you're starring in a survival horror film, and sometimes not all the characters make it to the credits.
9. Terraria, the infinite 2D universe. Don't be fooled by the pixel graphics. Terraria is one of the deepest and most complex survival games ever. Where most games give you one world, Terraria gives you an entire universe to reshape. Survival here isn't just about not dying, it's about constant evolution. You start with a wooden pickaxe, but before long, you're mining through hell itself, battling cosmic gods, and building floating cities in the sky. And the bosses? Oh man. Bosses in Terraria aren't just fights, they're world events. Summon the wall of flesh and you don't just kill it, you unlock hard mode, which literally transforms your peaceful world into a nightmare of new challenges. Even after 500 hours, you'll still be discovering new secrets. It's survival on an infinite scale.
10. Valheim, writing your Viking saga. Valheim puts you in the role of a fallen Viking sent to a Norse purgatory to prove yourself to the gods. But here's the genius. You're not just surviving, you're building a legend. Each biome is a new chapter in your saga. From the peaceful meadows to the haunted swamps to the frozen mountains patrolled by frost giants. Progression isn't just stronger gear, it changes how you see the world. Forging your first iron weapon doesn't just make you tougher, it makes you worthy of the next divine challenge. And when you and your friends finally bring down your first boss, Eikthyr, the giant stag, and hang its trophy for Odin, it's not just a win, it's the first verse of an epic Viking saga that you'll keep writing for hundreds of hours. So tell me, which of these worlds would you face right now? Drop your answer in the comments, or let me know which survival classic I missed on this list. If you enjoyed the video, hit like, share it with that survival game addict friend of yours, and don't forget to subscribe. We always bring you the best games to add to your wish list. See you in the next video, and good luck surviving out there.